Welcome to the Big Three at Fantasy Alarm TV. I'm your host, Kal-El, otherwise known as Ray Flowers. First number of the day is 305.2. That's the number of innings pitched in the professional career of Daniel Norris, who turned 22 years old last month. We're so used to these youngsters coming up to the big leagues quickly, and that's just not the way it used to be. 500 innings was like the bare minimum 10, 15, 20 years ago for guys in the minor leagues. Now they get rushed through because of the talent. Maybe Norris was brought up a little too quickly. The good news is down at AAA he's performed much better, and the team is pretty close to bringing him back up to the big league level. Now, who goes from the rotation? You can't think Buehrle or Dickey go, despite the fact both those guys have ERAs in the 5s. Drew Hutchins got an ERA of over 6. Maybe he goes. The team still wants to build around him, so I don't know about that one. Aaron Sanchez, 4.17 ERA, struggles with walks, but also has had a couple really good outings for the Blue Jays. Marco Estrada is probably the guy that goes from the rotation. He's had some success out of the bullpen, which is nice. He's a fly ball pitcher, which is a bad match for Rogers Center. I would assume Estrada goes when Norris returns, but keep an eye on that. There's not a lot of good pitching going right now for the Blue Jays. Second number of the day is the number 90, as in the percent of the UCL that is torn, I guess this one, for Henderson Alvarez, according to Jon Heyman of CBS Sports. I find it very difficult to believe that Henderson Alvarez has a 90% tear of the UCL. I find it even more difficult to believe, as Jon Heyman said, that there's been a 90% tear, quote-unquote, for years. Maybe Alvarez is one of those guys that doesn't need his UCL to pitch. There's a couple people that have had one. R.A. Dickey, who we were just talking about, doesn't even have a UCL. But if this report is accurate, you have to be extremely nervous about Alvarez. He had health issues at times last season. He was placed on the disabled list this season with the shoulder issue? Or was it an elbow issue? 6.23 ERA through 3 starts, strikeout rate down in the mid-3s. Henderson Alvarez, a huge question mark, because his arm clearly is just not right. And then the final number of the day is 1.60. That is the home run per 9 mark of Julio Teheran. Now that's a bad number, and it's way above his 1.1 career mark. You gotta figure that comes down. His strikeout rate this year is actually up. It's in mid-8s. It's good news. His walk rate, though, is more than a batter above his career mark. Terrible there. His line drive rate is 6 percentage points above his career rate at 28%. So what we basically have is Teheran not throwing the ball where he wants to and walking too many guys, and when he throws the ball over the plate, it's getting hit pretty hard. The walks should come down, the homers should come down, and the line drive rate should come down. And it also should be pointed out that in 3 of his last 4 starts, he's allowed 1 or 0 earned runs, so he's slowly starting to get back to where he should be. Don't be panicking and running from Teheran. See if you can still buy low on the righty from the Braves. Ray Flowers, Fantasy Alarm TV. You've been watching the Big Three. Talk to y'all again soon.